With Avengers Doomsday officially on the horizon, the hype is real. This movie could be one of the biggest Avengers stories ever told. And I've got my own top 10 list of things I want to see go down when Earth's mightiest heroes face their next big threat. From King's finale to Doctor Doom's rise, this is the Avengers Doomsday wish list. Let's get into it.
Like this, subscribe, like this video.
Number 10. A good script. Let's be real. The most important thing this movie needs is a strong, well-written script. We've seen the MCU at its absolute best when the story balances big spectacle with character-driven drama. Infinity War worked because it wasn't just a giant battle. It was Thanos' story. Endgame worked because it gave our heroes closure. But some recent MCU entries have shown us what happens when the writing isn't tight. Plot holes, weak villains, and jokes that just fall flat. Doomsday needs to be airtight, an emotional, epic story where the characters' choices drive the plot. Without that, even the coolest ideas won't land. This script has to remind audiences why we fell in love with the MCU in the first place. Number 9. Less comedy. One of the biggest criticisms of the MCU lately? Too many jokes undercutting the drama. Villains like Doom demand a serious, terrifying tone. Doom isn't the type of villain you laugh at. He's the type of villain you fear. Sure, we want moments of levity. Spider-Man cracking a joke mid-battle, or Ant-Man bringing some humor. But this isn't Thor: Love and Thunder. If Doomsday leans into comedy during apocalyptic stakes, it'll kill the tension. I want this movie to feel heavy, grounded, and suspenseful. More Infinity War than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Give us a darker tone where every moment feels like the end of the world. Number 8. Doom kills some Avengers for good. Doctor Doom has to make an entrance that shows he's more dangerous than anyone the Avengers have ever faced. Thanos killed Loki, Gamora, and even Iron Man in the long run. Doom needs to match that level of threat. That means permanent losses. Avengers that don't just get resurrected or multiverse replaced, but characters who stay gone. Imagine Doom tearing through fan favorites to prove he's on another level. It would shock audiences, raise the stakes, and instantly cement him as the villain of the MCU's future. A villain this powerful shouldn't pull punches, and Marvel shouldn't either. Number 7. Tom Cruise as Iron Man. One of the biggest missed opportunities in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was not giving us Tom Cruise as a Tony Stark variant. For years, fans speculated he'd show up as Superior Iron Man, an alternate version of Stark who's more arrogant, ruthless, and dangerous than the one we know. And while Multiverse of Madness gave us some fun cameos, it didn't deliver on that one moment fans were dying to see. Avengers Doomsday has the perfect chance to fix that. Imagine Tom Cruise walking out in an advanced Iron Man suit, glowing with power, facing down Doom, and even interacting with the Avengers who remember their Tony. This cameo wouldn't just be fan service, it would serve a narrative purpose, showing the audience what Tony could have become if he'd made different choices, while also raising the emotional stakes for characters like Spider-Man or Strange who lived through Stark's sacrifice. Plus, Doom killing or humiliating this Tom Cruise Iron Man variant would instantly set the tone. It'd be a shocking, crowd-pleasing moment that reminds fans that no one, not even Iron Man, is safe. Marvel skipped the opportunity once, they shouldn't do it again. Doomsday is the perfect place to finally give fans Tom Cruise as Iron Man. Number 6. Evil Avengers. One of the coolest ideas Marvel could bring to life is the Evil Avengers, a twisted version of Earth's mightiest heroes. This could come from the multiverse, with alternate Avengers working for Doom, or even Doom himself corrupting and manipulating heroes into serving his will. Imagine a scene where Captain America has to fight a version of himself that's loyal to Doom, or Thor going up against darker Thor who's never put down the hammer and embraced being a conqueror. Spider-Man could even face a corrupted symbiote-infected Spidey, who's completely lost his way, a callback to his darker arcs in the comics. Other great candidates? Scarlet Witch could return as a multiversal villain. Black Panther could have a Doom-controlled variant leading Wakanda against the Avengers. Even Hulk could appear in an alternate form. Maestro, the Tyrant Hulk from the comics. Bringing in evil Avengers isn't just about flashy fights. It raises the emotional stakes. Our heroes would be forced to confront twisted versions of themselves and their teammates, fighting not just to win, but to prove their ideals are stronger than Doom's manipulation. And let's be honest, an all-out Avengers vs. Avengers battle on the big screen would be legendary. Number 5. Leave out some characters. I know Marvel likes to pack these crossover movies with every character possible, but Doomsday doesn't need to be a cameo fest. Not every hero fits the tone of this story. If we're building toward a darker, more intense Avengers film, characters like She-Hulk or some of the more comedic side heroes will not work here. That doesn't mean they don't belong in the MCU, just not this specific story. Focus on the core Avengers, the Fantastic Four, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and the X-Men. Keep that lineup tight, focused, and impactful instead of cramming 50 characters onto the poster. Number 4. Reed Richards as a leader over Spider-Man. Now, I know Spider-Man has teased as stepping up in the Avengers movies, but honestly, Reed Richards should be the one to take up the leadership role, not Peter Parker. Don't get me wrong, Spider-Man is amazing, but Peter works best as the heart of the team, not the strategist. He's still young, still learning, and while he can inspire, he shouldn't be calling the shots against a mastermind like Doom. Reed Richards, on the other hand, is Marvel's smartest hero. His intellect and calm, calculated leadership would make him the perfect replacement for Tony Stark's role. Facing Doom, his greatest rival from the comics, Reed has the brains, the drive, and the personal stakes to lead the Avengers into battle. This would be the perfect way to fully integrate the Fantastic Four into the MCU while giving the Avengers a leader who can actually stand toe-to-toe with Doom. Number 3. Tie Avengers Doomsday to Avengers Endgame. What if Doctor Doom is actually a variant of Tony Stark? Endgame ended with Tony's sacrifice, but in another universe, what if Tony survived? And instead of being a hero, he became consumed by power and control. That variant could evolve into Doom. The mask, the armor, the arrogance, it all fits. If Marvel tied Doom back to Endgame, it would make this story incredibly personal. Bruce Banner, Thor, and Spider-Man would be fighting the man who defined their team. It would connect this new Avengers saga directly to the emotional weight of the old one. Number 2. Adapt the comic scene where Doom rips out Thanos' spine. If Avengers Doomsday really wants to establish Doctor Doom as the MCU's next big threat, they need to adapt one of his most brutal and iconic comic book moments. The scene where Doom kills Thanos by ripping out his spine. This moment happened in Secret Wars 2015, when Doom had absorbed godlike power and faced off against Marvel's deadliest characters. Thanos, the villain who once terrified the entire Marvel universe, tried to challenge Doom. And in just seconds, Doom showed his dominance, reaching into Thanos' chest and ripping out his spine without breaking a sweat. Why should this be in Doomsday? Because it instantly communicates what kind of villain Doom is. We spent years building Thanos as the greatest threat Avengers ever faced. If Doom effortlessly destroys him in one savage move, it tells audience that this isn't Thanos 2.0. This is a whole new level of danger. It's not just shock value, it's a storytelling shortcut. One scene like that would immediately cement Doom as the villain who makes all others look small. Fans who thought Thanos was unbeatable would leave the theater realizing Doom is in a completely different league. And that's exactly the kind of statement Doomsday needs to make if Marvel wants Doom to carry the MCU into the future. And number 1, finish the Kang story. Marvel has to finish the Kang storyline. Right now it's messy. Quantumania set him up, Loki gave us more layers, but fans need closure. Kang is supposed to be the multiverse threat, but Doomsday is the chance to close that chapter. Whether Kang is fully defeated, merged into something bigger, or even becomes part of Doom's rise to power, this movie has to tie up those loose ends. No half-finished arcs, no disappearing villains. Give Kang a definitive ending, and then let Doctor Doom take the throne as Marvel's greatest villain moving forward. So that's my top 10 list for Avengers Doomsday. Doom's rise, Kang's fall, multiversal cameos, shocking deaths, and a script that hits hard. If Marvel even delivers half of the list, we could be looking at a movie that rivals Infinity War and Endgame. But I want to hear from you. What's the number 1 thing you want to see in Doomsday? Drop it in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more comic book content. Follow me on Instagram and X at TheBeaverX, and I'll see you in the next one.